Hello. As promised, I have come up with a few questions that I received, and I have tried to work with the answers that to the best of my ability. See, how coaching works is we have a conversation, and then I kind of ask you some questions, and then you come at your solutions on your own. But this is a little different, what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I have shortlisted around 9 questions for today's session, and I will cover a lot in the future sessions. So I plan to do once a month. I plan to have these session answers, the question answer session. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, most of the questions revolved around studies and around taking care of children, which I am not taking all of those questions, but some of those are around that. Right. So let's go. As I always do, I am not in a position to discuss the full names of the client that I have sent me the questions, but I will tell you the first name so that you have a better idea and you get some credibility. The first question came from Mamta, and it says that I have 2 children. Due to my younger one, who is 5 years younger to my older one, I can't give much attention to my older child. I don't like the arrangement, but I can't get out of it. Wonderful. That is a very typical situation you can get into when you have 2 children, and especially if there is an age gap and the younger one is quite young. You have not mentioned the ages. I did ask you, I did revert on your question, but I didn't get a reply. So anyway, I assume that the younger one is quite young. Uh, Madhvi, it's very important to understand that your child, both your children deserve equal attention. Whether your older one is 8, 9, 15, 12, he or she still deserves that amount of attention. I understand the younger one will need and want more attention, and that is okay. But make sure you take out some time in a day exclusively for your older child and do activities that you like to doing together. They will have certain mood swings because you are giving all your attention to the younger one. They will have certain emotional turmoil is going on within them, and they might just come out and just tell you at times and behave in a very different manner from what they used to earlier. So just sit them down and discuss it. I know it's not easy taking out time when you have 2 children, but always when you are with the older one, do not let your attention go to the younger one until and unless it's really required. One thing you can do, if you have your husband or your partner in place, then you can ask him or her to take care of the other child, the younger child, and spend some quality time with your older one. Always remember, quality of time is more important than the number of hours you spend with a child. So do take out some time every single day and ask him or her, how did the day go, how are things, and treat them as individuals rather than someone who is distracting you from taking care of your younger one. If your behavior is like that, then they will have a major problem dealing with that issue. So I hope I did answer that question. And if you have any further questions on this, do let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, so the next question is from Sonam, and she says that how do you manage things at home while taking care and planning activities for children? I have a job which is I have a 10 to 6 job, which still our offices are open. We don't have complete work from home. We go to work. Earlier it was 9 to 7, but due to pandemic they have reduced 2 hours. I don't have any maids at my place thanks to the pandemic. My children stay with their grandparents the whole day. The only time I get to spend with them is in the evening, 7 to 10. That also many time goes in homework and other stuff. But I want to do activities with them, like let them work on their life skills, How can I do that without yelling? So now it's a very every working mom is going through that. Every working parent, I'd say, is going through that. uh, Good for you that you have support at home who is taking care of your child. So you said you have 7 to 10 which you spend with your children. That's around 3 hours, right? So divide that time, maybe 1.5 hour if you give for homework. Then you have meal times. During meal times, discuss, have a conversation, read them story at bedtime. So try and take out these simple things. Weekends, I hope you have weekends free. I did ask you a question on that, and you did mention that weekends you have free. So try and take out much time on weekend. If you can push the homework on the weekend, that is another option. Some of it can be done on the weekend, but I understand homework have deadlines and they'll have to do that. So whatever you can do over the weekend, because you'll have time with your children, do that. And also another important thing, you're working, you have children, you have to take care of the household also. Ensure that you take out at least 15 to 20 minutes for yourself every day. It's very important. Self-reflect, have a journal in place, write your thoughts down, speak to a friend, read, do yoga, cooking, whatever you enjoy, do that. But taking out 15 to 20 minutes in your busy schedule is very important. That should not be overlooked. Again, out of the 3 hours that you get, if you spend 1 hour in feeding them and sending them to bed, then the 2 hours can be taken into finishing their homework and doing other, like discussing, have a nice conversation with them, give them a cup of milk, you have your chai or coffee, and then drink and discuss how was your day. You lead the conversation, tell them how was your day, and they will join in. So it's again, as I said in my previous answer, that it's not the quantity, the number of hours, it's always the quality of time. We always in this guilt that we are working and we don't have much time for our children, we always make a huge problem for ourselves, because that guilt doesn't let us work with the children as we should, and then it drives us crazy. Please refrain from feeling guilty. Spend 10 to 15 minutes with yourself every day, and you can, out of the 3 hours you spend with your child, it's a good enough time. And if someone, the grandparents, if they can help them with a little homework, some part of it which they can help them do, that would be great. That's an option that you can look into, right? I hope I answered your question, Sonam. Sangeeta says that my son is 3.5. I'm a working mom and I have not been able to focus on making him study. Okay. I hope that's during the pandemic you're talking about. But we would read books daily. That is amazing. Now, when I make him study, he's not interested. I need to make him study forcefully. He doesn't show his willingness. How do I increase his interest and willingness? Okay, since I'm a teacher and a coach, since I'm a teacher and a coach, I have a couple of things. Firstly, he's 3.5, and though this is a crucial stage for learning should continue. But again, I don't think so. Schools at 3.5 will give so much work to your child. Even if you take out 15-20 minutes a day for his work, it'll be fine. They don't need to become Einsteins. I understand 0 to 6 is an age where learning should not stop, because they learn the maximum during this time. But take it slow, pace it down, keeping yourself in mind, your child is in mind. Make sure that you do activities which he enjoys. Mundane, redundant activities the child will not enjoy. So if you want him to kind of write one full page a day or read every single day, that will not happen. So make sure you do his sounds every day in a very mundane and a very typical manner. that he'll not enjoy. So what I did with my students last, which are close to your son's age, is instead of having sound revision sitting down, we played a sound hopscotch. There are many activities where you can make them learn and have fun together, right? If you want such activities, do let me know in the comment section below. I can share some ideas with you. Also, every day, dedicate 15, 20, 30 minutes maximum for his studies. Not more than that. They're still young. They don't have to give their board exams. They need to learn, but they learn a lot from the environment also, right? Secondly, forcing them, it won't work at all. So please stop doing it immediately. You can't force your child to do anything. If someone forces you to do anything, how would you feel about it? I'm sure you won't feel nice. So how can you expect a child to get forced into something and feel nice and happily do that activity? Please don't do that. Willingness again will come. So what I used to do is when my students who were 4, then now they are a little older, used to resist writing. What I used to do, I used to sit down and write in front of them. So they used to get intrigued. Wow, how are you writing? And they used to surround me and see my writing. Then they got interested and picked up that pen. How many times do you write in front of them? That's my question. They do what they see in the environment. They pick up the pencil and write in schools, which work keeping the child in center, because the teachers encourage them by doing those activities themselves. Are you writing in front of the child? That's very important, right? So anyway, if you want him to read, are you reading in front of him? If you want him to color, are you coloring in front of him? Do these activities with the child rather than asking him to do it and him or her to do it, and you'll be good to go. I hope I helped there, Sangeeta. If you have any further questions, do let me know. Next question is by Kalpana. She says that my son is 2.7. And when I ask him to study, he runs away. I have magnetic alphabets and numbers. He recognizes most of the alphabets, but numbers he's not interested. Again, similar to Sangeeta's problem, we at times invest so much in these toys and these materials, but we don't involve ourselves in studying and making that fun. Remember, material don't make activities fun. People do. That's why having a physical teacher is so important. And during the pandemic, you need to play a role of it to a large extent. So just if you want, I can share some activities below. And he is 2.7. Give him a little break. Alphabets, it's okay. I am a teacher and I'm telling you that it's okay. He knows till K, which is fab. You know, there's something called the mathematical mind, which develops in a child. And at 2.7, they'll not be interested in numbers if you see the development of the child. So please keep that in mind also when you're working with the child. I hope parents become more aware about the developmental patterns of children as they're working with children right now. So that's very important, that you need to be aware what the child is keen on. Mathematical mind doesn't usually, in rare cases it does, but usually it doesn't develop by 2.7. So don't beat yourself around that. All right. Next question is by Padmaja. She says, my daughter is 18 months old. I'm worried that she is not mingling with anyone other than my husband and her caretaker and me. Then only she can manage. Otherwise, she's always crying. I'm also working, so it's difficult for us to manage. I want her to socialize and with everyone. Thank you. Please give me some suggestions. I completely hear you, Padmaja, and I completely understand what you're going through. But you are a mom of an 18 months old who is still a baby, and she's just entering she's a toddler, and she's just entering into, she's not even a preschooler yet, right? So, and obviously when the pandemic happened, she must be around 12 months, 1 year. So she didn't really get that chance to kind of completely socialize or connect with others outside. And it's okay. Things are not normal right now. She is obviously they can't speak that much, they can't sense, but they can sense a lot, right? And they must be sensing the energies around the house, which are not the same which were pre-pandemic. Socialization also comes naturally to some children, and to some it doesn't. You can't do much really push the child if he or she is not social by nature. What you can do is give him or her opportunities to connect with other children, but during pandemic we don't have that option. If you have young children in your family, maybe your nieces or nephews which are same age as your daughter, you can, and they are in the same city, if it's safe, you can ask them to come over, or virtually you can help them connect with her cousins or children same age, your friends children. So at least virtually she'll start connecting. She'll not initially immediately connect herself. You will have to have short calls and make her a part of those calls if you're doing it virtually. So initially at this stage, she'll not individually go and say, "Hi, how are you?" That will not happen. She's still too young for that. And these times also, she's not experiencing a lot of that also. So you need to give her a little more time, right? I hope I answered your question. If you have any further questions, do let me know. Okay, so this is a dad's question. How cool is that? Arun K has mentioned that my daughter is 6 years and some days she doesn't feel like doing anything as in homework or any activity. She tells she's not interested. I'm at my wit's end, and my wife is also losing it. Okay. We don't know how to keep her engaged. At time, we as parents feel that, especially because social media has so much going on, mothers and dads posting what they did with their child, what the child did, and this and that, that we start beating ourselves up that, okay, fine, we are not doing enough with our children. The reality is a little different. Children are not guinea pigs, they are human beings. So they will only have limited time span, which they will be attentive at in a particular activity. For schedule, class and homework, you need to develop a schedule. I hope that a 6-year-old gets only limited homework, not a lot of homework. But yeah, even if she does, have a schedule around it and be a little stern about it. Don't be strict. There's a difference between being stern and putting the rules down in place and being strict. Stern is ask your child what time will she or he do the homework. If they know how to see time, then you can kind of tell them, okay, fine, this time you'll do it. And if they don't listen, then you say, you put your foot down, okay, fine, you mentioned you'll do it at 6. So it's 6 now, might as well do your homework and be there, but try and make them independent in doing their homework. Take responsibility. Let her not do her homework at time, and the teacher will uh, um, question her. Then she'll not feel nice about it. See how that goes, right? So don't beat yourself up completely saying that, okay, fine, she's not doing homework, not doing homework. She's 6, she's still young, she still needs to understand how things work. So I suggest that let her not do her homework for one day and see what happens. She'll not definitely like when her teacher pulls her up, or she is being asked why isn't the homework being done. Then next time onwards, she'll do it, right? At times, let the action speak than words. And don't, again, this is the third question on these lines. Don't flock your children up with activities, with subscription boxes, with lots of things. The only thing you have to surround your children with is good, meaningful activities, of course, and lots of books. That's very important, right? So try and see where her interest lies. Do certain activities with her which you like, which she likes. Like I read with my daughter. You can do painting, you can do clay, you can do pottery, you can do anything that you and she both like together, right? I hope I've answered your question, Arun. If you have any further questions to this, please let me know. Okay, we have a question from Divya, and she says, my child is 5 and I will be as gentle as I can. But sometimes I'm losing my control and shouting at her. Nowadays, if I say something, she will listen. and will say, she won't listen and will say, I won't like to do it. I don't want to do it. She shouts back. But later, she does the same thing that I told her not to. I will engage her with worksheets, science experiments, etc. She will finish them quickly and ask what's next. Can't handle it sometimes. Please give your suggestions. Okay, so your child sounds really good with all those experiments and activities, I think, because she completes them up so quickly. Good for you. And yeah, it happens. We can't control ourselves all the time. But I did post yesterday on the same topic about respond versus react, right? Your child does snap back because she sees people around her snapping back. So that's a reaction she thinks is acceptable. If we say to our child 1,000 times, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, they will do it. If we don't behave in the manner that we don't want our children to behave, then they will refrain from doing that, right? So there's a difference between reacting and responding thoughtfully, intelligently. Definitely, it's not very easy. So, what you can do is, whenever you think you are about to just explode, go away from that position. If you think your child will not be able to kind of take care of herself, which she's 5 right now, so I think she will be good. Take a break for 1 minute, deep breath, think through what are you doing, what was the action, why is the reaction important, what can be the best reaction, all these, and then respond to the child, right? And be respectful no matter what. You can't give complete freedom to your child, but you cannot restrict them also. They are also individuals. We have to acknowledge that. And most of the time, when they are saying something, there is a valid reason behind that. So acknowledge all that and then take it forward. And a big hug to you. I know it's not easy, especially during these times, but just hang in there. Okay. Mr. Dinkar. He has mentioned that my daughter is in ninth standard and she doesn't look interested in studies. Virtual schools are going on. She's not able to study and keep pace with her schoolmates, especially in maths. Okay. Dinkar, for older children, especially in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, I did suggest a gap year for my to my clients, some of my clients, and some of them did take it up. Which for older children, it's a beautiful opportunity to think back and reflect. But still, if that is not an option which is available, try and speak to her and discuss what the problem areas are, chalk them down, work around it. If she needs extra assistance, there are many math classes or math clubs or like QMath and all. I don't know the names, but they are there, which you can look into. That's one option. Or you can teach her. That's the other option. Or you can discuss and ask for her teacher to help her out, right? So these are the options, but first speak to her that what is it, and talk to her about the new normal, how things will be like this for a couple of months at least. And virtual school is something that we all need to adjust to. Children who are very social, who are very used to regular school and like regular school, don't adapt very well to virtual, and that's okay. But talk to her that this is what it is and we need to kind of function in this, like your parents are working from home. Talk to her very respectfully. See what her opinion is also, because she's in ninth grade. She's not a baby anymore, right? Okay, so the last question is from Shweta, and she says that I'm a new mom. I want to know what all to start for my kid. He's 16 months right now. I'm reading at night effectively from 8 p.m. to 8:15 just to start, and else what can I do with him? What good things can I follow? I want to set up a routine is very important, especially for a 16-month-old, and you're a new mom, so hang in there and be strong, and you're amazing. So reading is the best with young children, so lots of books, a few puzzles, a few blocks, have nice wooden puzzles, not too much plastic. Have a simple routine in place which is a little flexible. Free play is very important. Involve him, him in the kitchen as well, with some dough or some spoons. You can do a lot of activities with kitchen utensils, like arranging them from big to small, or telling him names of vegetables. These kind of things will stay for him for life. Two areas where you can work with him right now are vocabulary and language development, not phonics still, please. I'm a phonics trainer. I teach phonics, but don't start. He's too young. Just giving them names. And if they find it difficult, still just letting them listen name, sorry. Brinjal, potato, tomato, spinach, different vegetables and fruits, apple, almond. Give them names. Wok, pan, saucepan, different names, whatever you're doing around the house, talk to him or her. That is the first step of development for these child. Instill a little independence. Give him choice. When in the morning you take out clothes for him, show him two t-shirts and ask him which one does he like. So start by that. Simple things. Make a schedule which is easily flexible and moldable, right? But stick to a schedule. Schedule means less tantrum. Schedule means a more well-rested, a child who is more calm. So that is what I want to say. And you're doing great, Shweta. Lots of love from us. Right, that was it from my end. It's 26 minutes plus. Wow, I didn't expect that. So I will do this every month at least, and I look forward to hearing from you. I'm getting a lot of requests for my one-to-one coaching as well, which I am replying through emails and through PMs, whatever I get. But yeah, that it's so good to stay connected, though it's virtual, but still it is amazing. And stay strong, stay healthy, and stay really happy. And this shall pass. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.